In this video, we're going to be breaking down the non-lucrative visa and the digital nomad visa in Spain. These are two of the most popular ways for non-EU folks to move to Spain, but they're designed for totally different lifestyles. So, which one's right for you? Stick around because in today's video, we're diving deep into a head-to-head comparison of the non-lucrative visa versus the digital nomad visa. We'll cover who they're for, the requirements, the pros and cons, and even some real-world tips to help you decide. Let's get started. So let's start with the breakdown on what are these visas, and first up, the non-lucrative visa. This one's been around for a while and is often called the retirement visa, but don't let that fool you. It's not just for retirees. It's for anyone who can prove they have enough money to live in Spain without working there. So think pensions, savings, or passive income like rental properties or investments. The catch is that you cannot work, period. You can't even work remotely for a company outside Spain, at least not legally. So on the non-lucrative visa, you cannot work while you are in Spain. You cannot work at all during the year. But it's not just for retirees. It could actually be people of any age. We've had people as young as their early 20s do the non-lucrative visa with us and been able to successfully get that visa. Then we've got the digital nomad visa, which is the shiny new kid on the block, launched in 2023. This one's tailor-made for remote workers, people like freelancers, self-employed folks, or employees of companies outside Spain who want to live in Spain while keeping their job. It's perfect for that laptop on the beach vibe that digital nomads crave. So right off the bat, the big difference is work. The non-lucrative visa says no work at all, while the digital nomad visa says yes, but only remotely and mostly for non-Spanish clients or employers. Now, let's dig a bit more into the details. So let's talk about who these visas are built for, because this is where your personal goals come into play. The non-lucrative visa is ideal if you're financially independent and don't need to work at all. Maybe you're retired with a solid pension, or you've got enough savings to chill in Spain for a year or more. It's also great for people taking a sabbatical, or those with passive income streams, like if you own rental properties back home, or you get dividends from investments. It can also be good for spouses who don't need to work, and maybe or also for girlfriends as well. So that could be another class of people as well. The vibe here is relaxation, exploration, and soaking up Spain without the hustle of a job. The digital nomad visa, on the other hand, is for the go-getters who want to keep their career rolling while living in Spain. If you're a freelancer with clients worldwide, a remote employee for a US or UK company, really any company that's not Spanish, or even a self-employed entrepreneur, this is your ticket. You get to work from the cafe in Barcelona or a balcony in Valencia, all while legally staying in Spain. But there's a limit. You can only earn up to 20% of your income from Spanish clients, so your focus has to stay international, okay? So ask yourself, are you looking to kick back or keep hustling? That's your first clue as to which visa is for you. Now let's talk money, let's talk financial requirements, because both visas want proof that you won't be a burden on Spain. For the non-lucrative visa, you need to show you've got 400% of the IPREM, the IPREM, that is Spain's public income indicator. In 2025, the IPREM is about 600 euros per month. So you're looking at 2,400 euros per month, or roughly 28,800 a year for a single person. If you're bringing family, add 600 per month on top of that, or 100% of the IPREM for each dependent. So for a family of 3, you're looking at 3,600 euros per month, or 43,200 euros per year. This can come from savings, pension, or passive income, and you'll need bank statements or income proof to back it up. A lot of our clients just put money in the bank to do this. So, put it in 28K or 43K in the bank. And you'll want to have that money in the bank sitting there for at least 6 months. That's typically what the Spanish consulates want to see, is 6+ months of that money sitting in the bank. But we can kind of help strategize with you on that stuff. The Digital Nomad Visa has a different benchmark. 200% of the SMI, which is Spain's minimum interprofessional salary. In 2025, the SMI is around 1,134 euros a month, so you need at least 2,268 monthly, or about 27,216 a year. Okay, 27K a year. For families, it's an extra 75% of the SMI for the first dependent, and 25% more for each additional person. So 850 for the first dependent, and another 283 euros for each additional person. So for a family of 3, you're looking at 3,400 euros a month, or 40,812 euros per year. This income has to come from your remote work, so payslips, contracts, or invoices are key. So quick comparison here, the non-lucrative visa's threshold is slightly higher for a single person, but the digital nomad visa ramps up faster if you've got dependents. Either way, you've got to prove you can afford Spain's cost of living, so think rent, tapas, and the occasional flamenco night. Cool. So now let's talk about the application process, and let's really get into the nitty-gritty of applying. Spoiler alert, both require some paperwork, but they're a little bit different. And by the way, MyLatinLife, we're a full-scale immigration firm. We can help you get either the digital nomad visa, the non-lucrative visa, any visa that you need in Spain, in Latin America. We work with a lot of different countries, and there's going to be a link in the description where you can book a call with us and we can build you a custom strategic game plan. So look for that link in the description if you're ready to get that process started. But back to applying. So for the non-lucrative visa, you have to apply at the Spanish consulate in your home country. You'll need your passport, proof of funds, private health insurance with full coverage in Spain, a clean criminal record from the last 5 years, and a medical certificate saying you're healthy. Processing can take up to 3 months, though it's often faster if your docs are solid. Once approved, you get a 1-year visa, renewable in Spain for 2-year chunks after that. I think there's also a new law where it might renew for 4 years now. I got to double check on that, but it'll renew for either 2 years or 4 years. The digital nomad visa is more flexible. You can apply from your home country or from Spain if you're already there as a tourist. And by the way, applying from in Spain is actually easier, but you will need a lawyer to do it. And again, if you use our service, it comes with a lawyer included. So you'll need similar stuff: passport, health insurance, criminal record check, medical certificate. But you'll also need proof of remote work, like a contract with a foreign employer or evidence of freelancing for at least 3 months. And confirmation your company's been around for at least a year. Processing is usually quicker, around 20 days, and you get a 1-year visa if applied abroad, or 3 years if applied in Spain, renewable for up to 5 years total. So another benefit of applying from within Spain if you can. Obviously, not everybody has visa free to Spain, but usually that's the better way to do it. So, big win for the digital nomad visa that the in Spain option exists, and also a faster turnaround. The non-lucrative visa is a little bit more old school in that sense by having to go through the consulate route. Now let's talk taxes and work limits. Nobody's favorite topic, unless you're maybe a fan of MyLatinLife, because we like to talk about taxes and lowering your taxes, but super important here. So with the non-lucrative visa, if you're in Spain for more than 183 days in a year, you are a tax resident in Spain. That means you pay Spanish taxes on your worldwide income at progressive rates. up to 47% if you're earning big. Since you can't work, this is all about your passive income or savings, and Spain wants its cut. Again, like if you have rental properties back in your home country, things like that, you're supposed to be reporting that. With the Digital Nomad Visa, there's a perk called the Beckham Law. I'll have to do a dedicated video to the Beckham Law, but basically for the first 6 years, you can opt to be taxed as a non-resident, paying a flat 24% on income up to 600,000 euros, and then 47% above that. Only on Spanish-sourced income unless you stay past 183 days. The catch is your main income has to be from outside Spain, and that 20% cap on Spanish earnings keeps you focused abroad. And also regarding work limits, so the non-lucrative visa is strict, no work, no exceptions. Digital Nomad Visa lets you work remotely, but Spain's watching that 20% local income limit. Break it and you risk your visa. So non-lucrative visa is simpler tax-wise but restrictive, while the Digital Nomad Visa gives you flexibility and a tax break if you play by the rules. So now let's weigh the good and the bad, the pros and cons. So the non-lucrative visa pros are it's very straightforward. You don't need a job, you just need money. You get residency, Schengen travel freedom, and after a year, you can switch to a work visa if your plans change, and it's really perfect for a chill life. The cons of the non-lucrative visa, again, no work is allowed. There's a higher income threshold for singles, and you're locked into that consulate process and booking an appointment with the consulate, waiting for them to get back to you. Plus, those tax rates can sting. The Digital Nomad Visa's pros are you can work remotely, you can have a lower single person income requirement, faster processing, and that sweet tax perk, the Beckham Law. Plus, you can apply from Spain, which is huge for flexibility. You can do either one, right? Through the consulate, from the comfort of your own home, or from Spain if you think that's kind of easier for your situation. The cons of the Digital Nomad Visa is it's more paperwork for the proof of work. There's this 20% Spanish income cap, and it's newer, so consulates are still kind of figuring it out. The family costs can add up quick too. So it's a trade-off. The non-lucrative visa works for stability, and the Digital Nomad Visa works for freedom with the side of hustle. So now let's talk about the path to permanent residency. So what about the long game here? So you'll be delighted to learn that both visas can lead to permanent residency or even citizenship down the road. The non-lucrative visa starts with 1 year, then renews for 2 years twice, hitting 5 years total. And again, they're looking at changing it to being a 4-year renewal instead of a 2-year. The Digital Nomad Visa, if applied in Spain, gives you 3 years up front and then renewable to 5. And then after 5 years on either, you can apply for permanent residency. And then after 10 years, depending on your nationality, citizenship might be in reach. Just don't leave Spain for too long, 6 months max per year, or you'll reset the clock in terms of citizenship. We've had a couple dedicated videos about Spanish citizenship and the path to citizenship on our channel. So subscribe to MyLatinLife, to our channel, and look at our backlog of videos, and you'll see some videos specifically about the process of getting citizenship in Spain. And we also talk a lot about how if you have a Latin American passport, if you have a Mexican passport, Brazilian passport, Argentina passport, the path to citizenship actually goes down to 2 years instead of 10 years. So there's preferred nationalities. But if you're just, normal, plain vanilla, Canadian, American, UK, Australian, watching this, it's a 10-year path to citizenship, 5-year path to permanent residency. But for Latinos, it's only 2 years to citizenship, which is really, really interesting. Now, the Digital Nomad Visa kind of has an edge here that you get the 3-year residency visa at the start if you apply in country. So the non-lucrative visa is steady, but it's a slower pace, right? And more renewals. So Non-lucrative visa, more renewals. Digital nomad visa, less renewals. Okay? So which should you choose? Which one is for you? So here's my take. It depends on the person, but pick the non-lucrative visa if you've got the cash and you don't need to work, or go for the digital nomad visa if you're a remote worker who can't quite quit the grind quite yet, right? So freelancers, employees, nomads, this is your ticket to Spain with a laptop in tow. If you're still stuck, think about your lifestyle. If you want siestas over spreadsheets, non-lucrative visa. If you want tapas and a paycheck, digital nomad visa. Either way, Spain is waiting. And again, guys, we can help you put this visa in your hands. So book a call. There's a link in the description. Book a call. We can build you a custom game plan. We can weigh all your options, these 2 visas, and more. But that's it for today's deep dive into the Spain's non-lucrative visa versus the digital nomad visa. And if you've gone through the process before, drop your tips in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for more travel and visa goodness. Until next time, hasta luego, amigos.